Make sure you have watched and understood the reading a clock video before proceeding to this lesson. It is very important that you know how to read a clock. In this lesson, we are going to talk about reading time using phrases. Our first phrase is top of the hour. The top of the hour refers to the times when the minute hand of a clock points to the top of the clock, or the number 12, indicating the beginning of a new hour. You can see my clock here has the hour hand pointing to the 2 and the minute hand pointing straight up to the top, straight up to the 12. So we would call this top of the hour. And this would refer then to any of the exact starting of a new hour, the exact time that it turns 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 12 o'clock. We can use the phrase top of the hour and think of the top of the clock and the minute hand pointing straight up to the 12. When a minute or more have elapsed since the turn of a new hour, the time is referred to as the number of minutes past the hour or after the hour. So in this example here with 1:13, 13 minutes have elapsed since the top of the 1 o'clock hour. And so it's 13 minutes after 1. And we sometimes refer to this then as 13 past 1. Or 13 after 1. You might hear either of those phrases used for 1:13. 13 past 1 or 13 after 1. For the time 11:01, only 1 minute has elapsed since the top of the hour or since the 11 o'clock hour began. And so we could say it's 1 past 11 or 1 after 11, indicating that it's 1 minute after 11 o'clock or 1 minute past the 11 o'clock time start. Similarly, when a certain number of minutes remain in an hour, the time is referred to as the number of minutes to, before, or of the next hour. So let's look at a couple of examples in which we would use the to or before to indicate the time. So if we had the time here, 3:50, and then I've drawn it here on this little clock here, the hour hand or the smaller hand is pointing almost to the 4, and my longer minute hand is up at 50 minutes. So here, 3 is the current hour. But soon the next hour will come and it will be the 4 o'clock hour. Looking at the time, you know the time is about to turn 4 in just 10 minutes. So we call this time using the next hour. So I might call this 10 to 4 or 10 before 4. And this means that in 10 minutes, it's going to be 4 o'clock. It's still in the 3 o'clock hour, 3 minutes, or 3 hours, or 3 o'clock and 50 minutes. But soon it's going to be 4 o'clock. And so in 10 minutes, it's going to be 4 o'clock. And if someone asked me the time at 3:50, I might say, oh, it's 10 to 4. 10 till 4, or 10 before 4, or even sometimes you might hear 10 of 4. And that means 10 minutes until the 4 o'clock hour begins. We have another example here of 11:45. So here you see the current hour is 11 and it's about to turn 12 in 15 minutes. And so the time could be called 15 to 12 or 15 before 12. I can see here on the clock that the hour hand, the smaller, shorter hand, is about to be 12 o'clock, and my long minute hand is at the 45-minute mark. So it's 11:45, about to be 12. It's going to be 12 in 15 minutes. And so I can say 15 to 12, meaning 15 minutes till 12, or 15 before 12, or sometimes 15 of 12. Another important phrase to learn is quarter. Quarter means 15 minutes when we're talking about time. Remember that an hour has 60 minutes. Half of 60 is 30, and half of 30 is 15, which is a quarter of 60. Anywhere you use 15 minutes, you can use the word quarter. Let's look at a few of the examples in which we use quarter in place of 15. So remembering that quarter equals 15 minutes, if I have a time like 6:15, since the time is past 6, we would call it 15 past 6. Or we can replace the word 15 with the word quarter, or the number 15 with the word quarter. And we can say that the time of 6:15 is quarter past 6. Similarly, with 11:15, it's 15 minutes after 11 o'clock. So we might say 15 past 11, or we can substitute the word quarter for the 15 here and call this time quarter past 11. With 10:45, in this case, it's 15 minutes before 11. So in 10:45, the time is about to turn 11 in 15 minutes. And so we can call it 15 to 11, or we can say it's quarter to 11. Remember that we use quarter to write 15 minutes before or after an hour only. Another commonly used phrase is half, and in the same way that 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour, 30 minutes is half of an hour. This is used to represent 30 minutes. Halfway through an hour is 30 minutes, so the word half can be used in place of 30. 5:30 can be called half past 5. So you might hear this phrase sometime being used, the word half, meaning 30. Half past 5, 5:30. Let's look at a few more examples. Our first one here says, what time is called 4:45 in the morning? Since the time gives the phase of the day, we need to find out if it's AM or PM first. Since morning happens before noon, we know that this is going to be an AM time. The 4:45 is equal to 15 minutes before the hour. And the given hour is 5, and so the hour before that is 4. So we're at 15 minutes before 5 in the morning, which tells us that this is 4:45 a.m. In the second example, it says, what time is called 7:30 in the evening? It is evening, so the phase of the day is going to be PM, and this is going to be a PM time. And since we're talking here about past, the time has to be after the given hour. Half past indicates 30 minutes elapsed since the top of the hour, or since the beginning of the hour of 7. So our time is 7:30 p.m. I put a square around my two answers here for the two examples that we've looked at. 4:45 a.m. is sometimes referred to as 4:45 in the morning, and 7:30 p.m. is sometimes referred to as 7:30 in the evening. Once again, past or after means you are talking about time after the given hour. To or before means you are talking about the hour which is about to happen but has not happened yet. The hour is before the given hour. For example, 10 to 7 means the hour 7 has not yet happened. The current hour is 6, and in 10 minutes it will be 7.